University education is the epitome of a person's educational journey. The normal expectation of every student is to graduate after the fourth cluster of the 844 system. Contrary to popular beliefs, these hopes are diminished by various impediments. According to the then Education Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, recommendations were given to assist in curbing problems that universities were facing, among them being the missing marks puzzle. Today, we focus on Maseno University and try to find some of the root causes of missing marks, their effects, and possible recommendations that can assist in curbing this menace. Maseno University has recently witnessed the change of software that handles students' database. The change from SRMS to MIS was initiated to ensure that students' marks and information are kept intact.
SRMS is a standalone software for processing examinations. What we need in Maseno is an integrated software which captures all student data. The advantage of the MIS is that that same software will admit a student, will show how much fees that student has paid, when. It will show which results you have, which exams you have registered for, which results you have, as you go along until it recommends you for graduation based on the program in which you went through. So it is a program that will carry the entire student data. Even if you go for disciplinary, it will be in there. If you are suspended, it will be in there. If you happen to come back early from suspension, it will reject you, it will not open. And those kinds of things. So, and it is also as a much more secure system. The SRMS system was much less secure than the MIS the way it is now. And not only that, the MIS that we have is a registered commercial facility for which you can get backing. Even if this whole place burns, I will get this thing from Microsoft even in the US. That is how people are tracing even the election results after the elections. So in the case of SRMS, it did not have that capacity. So it is much, much, much better than SRMS. SRMS served Maseno for quite some time before people took the courage to bring in the MIS. Now we have taken the courage because we need to perfect the student data.
In an interview with the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nyabundi, he adamantly denied the existence of missing marks.
In my opinion, there is nothing like missing marks. Whenever an exam is taken, there is an examiner who is usually the lecturer, the internal examiner. The external examiner is usually one of the invigilators. When an exam is completed, the invigilators sign that for all the students who attended the exam. There is no way you can talk about a missing mark. An exam is either taken or not taken. Of course, I cannot rule out possibility of some careless lecturer or maybe some part-timer once in a while maybe disappearing with their scripts or for whatever reason. But I wouldn't call that a missing mark.
Students, however, disagree and narrate a different story to that of the Vice Chancellor. A random walk across the varsity shows that 8 out of every 10 students are affected.
Deborah Chepkemoi, year 2 student, School of Bachelor of Arts and Social Sciences.
Purity Wangita, second year, School of Education Arts.
Do you have your results for first year? Are they already released to you?
Yeah, but not all.
Not all. There are some which are missing.
Yeah, it's only one.
One.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Swahili 104.
Yeah, I'm Madadia from the School of Business and Economics, taking BA Business Studies. Yeah, I've got a missing mark in AEC 203, which is History of Economic .1.
I'm from the School of Math, and issues concerning missing marks has really affected our school.
Antonio Monde Oduor, and I'm taking BSc Soil Science and Plant Nutrition.
In your school, do you have any missing mark cases?
Personally, yes. The school also, we also have some missing marks. Some students are facing that challenge.
This contradiction between the Vice Chancellor and the students can only be brought to parity by the lecturers. However, efforts to reach the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Students Affairs, Dean School of Arts and Social Sciences, several examination officers of various departments proved futile. An anonymous lecturer also told us that some of these lecturers are afraid to talk about the missing marks and the MIS because they believe the MIS to be a brainchild of the Vice Chancellor, and he hits the roof really fast on questions about the MIS. They also told us missing marks do not exist according to the lecturers because they have physical booklets and soft copies to support the existence of marks. On the other hand, a question is posed why postgraduate students who use the same system as the undergraduate have their marks reflected. According to the lecturer, and I quote, "This system is to be blamed because the system administrator plays with the numbers of the undergraduate," end of quote. The system administrator also has a different story to tell.
No, actually, the MIS you have is actually it's not supposed to be called an MIS. It's an ERP.
It's an
ERP, an enterprise resource planning system, meaning it integrates all the core functions of the university.
Okay.
And it starts with, when I look at the set of students, it starts with admission from the registrar's office when you get admission.
Yes.
Fast forward, you do your exam.
Yeah.
When their marks, the individual lecturers enter their own marks.
Yeah.
As compared to the norm that was there before, whereby the admin assistant were in charge of your marks in the older system there, what you are calling the SRMS.
Oh yeah. The SRMS.
This one has changed their own setup. The individual lecturers mark and enter their own marks into the system. According to him, there is limited knowledge of the new system. These are the circumstances that lead to missing marks. There are scenarios that lead to missing marks.
Yeah.
The students who lie, maybe you never did a paper, and you claim to have done, or a student who didn't register for a unit, and when a lecturer was approving the marks, that student was left out. So we may have those cases, but they have to be minimal as compared to before. In a scenario, we have a student X registered for a unit, sat for exams, and has a sign on the exam card, but the unit ended up missing in the student's portal. In addition, the knowledge of the system by various administrative personnel, as seen in the case of the VC and the system administrator, shows that their understanding of the functionality of this system is different.
As I told you, MIS was commissioned in this university quite some time back. But it was never used and therefore was never tested. We are now using it, and as we use it, we are going to find a few things which need to be domiciled with the Maseno style. So what we are seeing there are small things which, when they come to our attention, we change or modify the system to take care of them.
This parallel analogy is only by scotching the students, lecturers, and parents. Tony, a student who did not graduate last year, narrates his ordeal.
I am a class of 2014. Then it happened that I was supposed to graduate last year, 2018.
Yes.
But I did not. This is because of one unit which the institution and the management say that we will not graduate because of this unit.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this has affected me so much. So by now, I should be elsewhere. I should be in a job right now. Okay, parents, especially if you are in campus, then you are nearing your final year. Then you go and tell them, Mom or Dad, I'm not graduating because of this and this. For my mother, it was very disturbing because I remember that day when I told her that I'm not graduating. She was very angry at me. She said that I only wasted her money in school. And when you try to explain to her or to any other parent, they will not understand at the first time. Because they think that you are the one who did not do that unit. You are the one who neglected that unit. You are the one who was not even they will say that my mother said that I was not even in school. Yet she had now to call the administration by HOD to confirm that if I was in school.
Sylvia also tells her story.
My name is Sylvia Chepkemoy. I'm a student here at Maseno University, taking a degree in education, a combination of Kiswahili and French. I was a student in 4th year last year. I was supposed to graduate, but unfortunately I didn't make it. The unfortunate thing that made me not to graduate last year is the missing mark problem. Yeah.
Which units exactly?
Okay, the unit that made me not to graduate is the UCI unit, IT. Yeah.
What happened with the UCI?
I had some missing marks in 2 units, that is in first year, 104, and other year unit, that is 304. And definitely when you have a missing mark, you have to resit for the unit. So to make sure that I be sure of graduating, I had to repeat the units, and it was too unfortunate that when I was going to repeat the unit, I was on my attachment. So I came back from my attachment to redo the units. So I recited the 2 units. Yeah, that is 104 and 304, because they were being offered at the second semester of the academic year. So when I did my 104, immediately I was done. It was reflected in the portal. And then the 304 unit did not reflect. It remained to be a missing mark, and that was really stressing because I was not going to be sure whether I was going to graduate, because that was my final year in the university. That is last year. So I recited the unit, but unfortunately again, it came out as a fail.
Did you follow up to the department that deals with the UCI?
Okay, following up with the UCI unit was very challenging, because when you go to the faculty, you are told to go to the Department of IT, and when you go to the IT department, you find a notice at the door, and it is written that no unit is being followed up here. So you go back to the faculty. So it was really difficult because you are being pushed up and down. It was really painful to know that I was not going to graduate, and I felt bad, and actually my parents back at home felt it too. So I couldn't hold it. I even felt like killing myself, that is committing suicide. Actually, it was really painful to see that someone you had come with to Maseno University is graduating, and you are there waiting for another whole year without graduating, because it has actually closed me out of many things. Like I could be working now, I could be making my own money, but I'm here because of that missing mark.
This is just but a representation of a large number of students and what they go through. How can the Senate approve missing marks? This is a nudge to lecturers, as it supports them to show that marks were awarded and that they exist and only disappear once they are uploaded in the system. According to these analogies, it is clear to state that the understanding of the administration about this system is oblique. The administration needs to have training sessions to ensure that everyone has a clear idea of the system's functionality. The system administrator also needs to take responsibility and manage issues such as system breakdowns, system connectivity, transmission of exam results from one person to the next, and the mode of access to these results in the system. The centralization of other units will also assist to ensure on the accountability of exam marks. Effectiveness of the software will ensure that missing marks are a story of the past. A software design that can ensure the continuity of the exam process and that distortions are caused by natural factors can bring credibility in examination results.